So, ladies and gentlemen, this has been launched. My Team 2.0. We've got a load of details about it. I'll go through all of that. You can see here there's the deep dive stuff as well. I do want to point out a few things from here, and then we'll go through the rest of the thing, just in case there's a few things that you may have missed. We've got owner training as well. This is what the owner perks system. Remember, I made a video. I think that was a few weeks ago now. That said owner perk system. We didn't have any information on what that was, but I believe this is what this is as well. There is a screenshot later in this this 6-minute video. One thing I do want to point out is that we have a new menu, and I do hope this new menu makes it across to driver career mode. Yes. So the title of the video is sort of like, I haven't worked it out when I'm recording this, but it's probably going to be something like why this isn't enough. This career mode is enough. Obviously it's missing some features. I mean, this is cool, but in an ideal we'll be able to walk around this. At the least, some customization on this. If we're going to be seeing all of this HQ a lot, I'd love to be able to just customize it. I know that's F1 life, but having been able to customize your own HQ, I think would be a bit better than F1 life ever offered. In my opinion, I know that some of you will see, it's just a server simulator. There's bigger issues, and there are bigger issues which I will come back to later in the video. So this is something I do want to address. Driving as you don't get to drive as yourself anymore in My Team career mode. It's yet unknown if you can do that in driver career mode, but if you can't, that's going to make career mode such impersonal, I think is the word. Like, I get what they try to do is to give you the option, but the fact of the matter is, I'd rather drive as me. I want to, if in the F1 game, I want to drive as me. If I'm managing just the team, I'll go and play F1 Manager. I'm not here. I'm not playing this game to play. Well, first of all, I don't do My Team, but if I was to do My Team, I'm not going to be playing the game as My Team to just manage the team. I want that option to drive as myself, to get in the car, become that player owner, which, as I said in many of the My Team introductions into the career mode, it has happened in the past where you have a driver owner. This time in F125's My Team, it's just you are the team owner, and I just think it's going to be it's very bland. I personally think that they have done this purely because they don't then have to focus on giving you helmet options. So don't be surprised when you come, if they do have your own driver in driver career mode available, then don't be surprised that there's like 2 helmets to choose from as well. Very disappointed on this. Yes, this is a nice touch, being able to have put 2 drivers in the team, and I'd love it to see where you have the option to any point in the career mode to say, well, I'm going to take a step back now, I'm going to put 2 new drivers in the car, I'm going to be on the pit wall, and I want to watch the races and see what happens. Maybe you get the option to drive as well, but given those options makes the game so much more diverse. The fact of the matter is, they are pushing you towards driving as a driver. Now, we all know that mods exist, and there will be mods that will allow you to drive as your own driver. I'm pretty sure of this. They will come up. I'm hoping that they will be developed. I'm also going to point out the team kit, because this looks awful. Like the slingshot logo here has just been randomly placed, which is such a shame. In F1 Manager, you could customize your team livery. Not in F1 5, if I go back to this livery, these cutscenes are all the same, by the way. This was the picture I was looking for. So this t-shirt it's the same t-shirt that's been used since F1 2020. There's no change there. It's such an awful t-shirt. I wouldn't imagine if a team designed this t-shirt as their team livery and then tried to sell that for 200 quid on the internet. No one in their right mind would buy it. You know, fan merch, you know, is probably going to be a big thing. Well, there won't be that, because there won't be that question, I don't believe there will be, and asking you, do you want to do this? You know, like we saw in Breaking Point, really. Although there might be, I don't know. I don't know if that. I haven't seen any of the activities. That's one thing they didn't show really. Now, one thing is nice. You get this perception thing. This has been reinvented, basically, from in the past, but flipped to be for how drivers perceive your team rather than how you are perceived by the teams. I'd love to see this reversed for driver career mode. I think that would make it definitely better. But yes, you can also approach multiple drivers at the same time to drive for you, and I think you've got 3 secret meetings here, like you saw in driver career mode. I'd love if you could be able to negotiate in driver career mode with multiple teams at the same time, but yes, I personally don't think they've actually made any difference to driver career mode other than adding. I'll come back to that. There is actually a secret page about driver career mode on the EA's website, so I'll come back to that later in the video. Now, we're going to come back to customization in next week's video, but I do, wonder how many liveries they're going to give you. Again, you do get to unlock special liveries that do look quite cool. I think we saw a TriStar one that looked pretty cool as well. So it's definitely an improvement. I will say this. Wheel covers are a bit bland here, though. Yeah, I do wonder whether or not I'd love to be able to customize these as well. The numbers sort of clipping as well. I'd love to be able to customize that too as well. But I do think that it's an improvement. You get to sponsor select, you get to move them about, scale them as well, which is a lot better, I think, in my opinion. So yes, we've got facility improvements here. So we've got different levels and there are different phases. We see here we're going up to phase 4 in this little clip. I do wonder how quickly and easy it is to go through the levels, because with the specialists they only had 3 levels, and on F124 driver career mode you could get pretty much up to them. In the past, on my team, maybe a couple of seasons to get up to tier 3, the top level. So I'm hoping that it takes you longer and you have that availability to go through, because obviously if I go back to this bit, you've got the different phases and you've got these different levels here. So there's not just one for one facility, the engineering, personnel and corporate. You've only got these 3 departments, unlike the 6 we've had before, but which, you know, it's obviously provide the 4 R&D linked ones have been put under engineering. I just hope that there's enough here to improve everything, and maybe even try and jump levels. That would be something, but obviously you'd have to pay for both costs at the same time. But if you've got a load of money, you think, I really need this aero breakthrough to level 4, why can't I pay a bit? Let's pay a bit more to do that, to upgrade through both levels and do that at the same time. That, I think, would be nice, but I don't know if that's possible. So we have our secret talks as well. This is what he wants as well. And then we come to this screen, owner training. So you can, I think this is what means by the owner perks system. So you've got all these perks. increase with your resources by 10%. This is you. Very bland customization with a generic shirt, to be honest. It should really be in the team seems overall, potentially. When you're working, potentially in the team's t-shirt. I don't know. But then, of course, the team's t-shirt is awful, so... so you've got this sort of... This is, funny enough, a tree, which looks good. If only they did this for R&D, would be nice. And then we've got accolades as well, which this is pretty much the same as they were in Driver Career Mode, but they're just been revamped for reapplied for my team. And you also get fan rating as well, trying to beat Ferrari. To be honest, I'm not entirely sure that's right, to be honest. Yes, I don't know, because like Ferrari, is historic. You're not going to lose. People aren't going to support you because there's always going to be people that will support Ferrari. So I don't quite think that's right. I think that you having a rival with a team is based on your historic championship positions, like Ferrari versus McLaren. Ferrari versus Williams versus McLaren, etc. Over the history, you've got Mercedes versus Red Bull. So those historical rivals, and then of course you've got your modern day rivals that are competing for points positions. Like we have seen those as well. I believe this is actually. It says this is our fan rating, but I believe this is actually constructors' points as well, which is more modern. But I'd love to see that. We need a historic rating, a historic rivalry, too. Maybe as you progress through the career mode, you may have seen come up a team before that I don't know, but obviously you don't have those staff. So although then you get staff numbers in my team, rather than people like Adrian Newey and the team, and he's also the team engineers, not in here. So if you're looking for something if you're looking for a proper manager game when you are the team principal, I'd pick F1 Manager over my team because it's got a lot more. And the fact that they've taken the attempt to drive this yourself away is very disappointing, because it does mean that you are. I mean, what's the point of doing it? You might as well go and do. F1 Manager. You can actually create yourself in F1 Manager as well, and put yourself through as a driver as well as a manager. Yes, you can't race in F1 Manager, but I believe that it's the better management game out of the two, between my team and between the two my team career modes. That's my personal opinion. Now, driver icons. We finally got some F1 driver career mode news. We're 4:49 into this video, ladies and gentlemen. So you can turn all on and off the driver icons. You can also do that. Into driver career mode and my team career mode. You can choose how often these are going to be due, and also they have fixed driver transfers. That is confirmed. There is a toggle that says you can toggle increased, normal, reduced or off for driver transfers. They have finally fixed that as well. That's confirmed in Ara's video. But yeah, you can choose to turn these off. I do wonder, if a team's going to pick something ridiculous, because if you've got the F3 ones, because I don't believe that F2, these are are F3 icons. What about the F2 drivers? Because if I turn this on, is an AI team then going to pick an F3 driver over an F2 driver, or even a current F1 driver? Imagine the scenes if they're picking some lowly rated F3 driver. Now, don't get me wrong, F3 drivers, they need to make that step up into F2 first, but we don't have the F2 results, unlike an F1 Manager, so you can't really set up. And also, you also don't have those affiliates like you do in F1 Manager, the junior driver program basically as well. So yeah, I do think that this is very awkward how they've done it. You could see, don't be surprised if you see Zagazeta, whoever he is, yeah, or Voisin. I know he exists. I've heard of him. Yeah, from F3 replacing an F1 driver. Of course, the other thing you can do is race as Connor Sport, and if you've got the Iconic Edition, you can race as AXPG as well, and you can do that in driver career mode as well. You can race as this lot. This is the first time I've actually got on board gameplay with the APX GP, excuse me, not AG, whatever I said. Yeah, but bearing in mind, it will be the F1 car that they choose, so yes, just keep that in mind as well. But obviously you can do that in driver career mode. That looks like custom drivers. I mean, this does look like, if I go back, is this a custom driver as well, because it's got the number 86 with this My Team, because it says it's driver career mode on the chapter here, but I definitely think that's My Team gameplay there that they've given. So yeah, that's pretty much the end of the deep dive. As well, I pretty much touched on all the facilities already, about the personnel, the engineering. I'll leave links so you can go and watch this as well. Got the workforce. Yes, and the levels seem to be some of the levels seem to be related to workforce, which I understand for the higher end facilities, but I think that it doesn't necessarily need to do that. There is a right way for doing this, and there's a wrong way for doing this. And I kind of feel that they may not have done it the right way. Personally speaking, there's finances, the cost cap you do now need to think about, as well as opposed to having £2 million. But whether or not you run out of money as well, you've got a fan base, but there's no actual like in the Breaking Point where you had the social media feed as well, where you had that, you'd be able to where you had that, you'd be able to see what people were saying about you. Now you don't get to see that as well. But yeah, and the other thing I really think, before we move to what you can see here, driver career mode. This is a page on driver career mode. Yes, it's not a lot, I will admit, which is a shame. But yes, they are missing things like not only that, media stuff as well, getting like what people are saying, what other drivers are saying about you as well. That'd be something cool, what people are saying on social media about you. And then you've got things like press conferences and interviews that are just completely and utterly missed from the game. So I think it's a step forward, but yeah, it's also not necessarily enough of a step forward to get them that contract, because of course their contract is under review. They do have an option for 26 and 27, but we've heard nothing about that. We may not get an F126 game. I'll come back to that a lot later in the year as well, but that's pretty much it on this page. You get driver career mode, benefits from some of the new My Team updates and more. They haven't told us what though. I don't know. I've asked them about what this is, what they are as well, and all you get is what I've mentioned before about the AI driver icons. They can do that in career mode, and also you can add an 11th team. I hope you get to drive yourself still, because if not, that is going to be that's going to make driver career mode dead, even more dead than what it is, which will cause me issues when I come to it, considering the fact my channel on F125 is going to be based around driver career. Okay, finally just going to end. Apologies if I've rattled on, but I think this is important. But we've got it. F1 Games News on Twitter. So there are approximately 618 logos that will be available for the F1 My Team. Is it a livery editor? Or they call it what do they call? I forgot what they called it, but I mean, it technically is a livery editor, and I do hope that we can place. But it'd be nice to be able to place shapes on this, which we won't have. Each sponsor has 6 logo designs each, given the inflated figure shared above. So that's why there's 6. I think there was only previously 2, so definitely more sponsors. Some of these I've not heard, like Scaliero, whatever that is, as well. Yeah, full-on sponsor placement. We're going to see a lot more about this in next week's videos. So, but obviously, by driving as 2 drivers, they don't have to put up with what we've always wanted for, which is a helmet editor as well. On a final note, you can see here from Ara's someone spot from Ara's video where already Tsunoda and Lawson have been swapped about. If we have a look, so we can find where there they go. Lawson in RV, and then Tsunoda up in P4 as well. How realistic? I mean, yeah, they've got the horrible Louis Verici on that. Yes, I don't normally do realistic spoils, but I really think that I might just edit the Louis Vuitton. I hope there's a mod that mods this out, because it is an awful sponsor. It makes my eyes water looking at that. Yeah, I'm not going to keep that on your screen for too much longer, because I'm going to say a quick goodbye. I hope you have enjoyed. If you did, leave a like, subscribe to the channel if you see plenty more 125 game news videos I'm going to think about. Let me know, please do, what you think about this in the comments below. Until the next video then, I'll see you next time. Take care, thanks for watching, enjoy your day, and goodbye.